I'm Gloria S, Crump, the Queen of Real Estate. Thank you for joining this week's Tea and Crumpets. And today I have a special guest, Jordan Van Voorst with Checkup Property Inspections. So thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, his daughter's name is Gloria, so I'm really a big fan already. Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us a little history about the Checkup Property Inspections.
Yeah, so I kind of started actually when I was in high school. My dad was an electrician, and when I graduated, I became an electrician.
Yeah.
And been wiring homes. I got licensed, and about COVID hit, and I decided I kind of wanted to do something a little differently.
Yes.
And but I needed to do something kind of relatable to being an electrician. So I had some buddies that were real estate agents, and they mentioned, "Hey, we'd hire you to do our home inspections."
I know.
And so I
You're
thought,
probably more qualified than most.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the electrical work and such.
Yeah, so got certified and started my company in 2020, and then COVID hit and the real estate market just went crazy.
Yes.
I'm sure you know about all that.
Yes, that's when we opened up this company. So
Yes.
just in time.
Yeah, so did a bunch of home inspections. I'll tell you, the people were buying as is, a lot of them were, but they were still doing home inspections.
For sure.
So it really propelled our company, and then I actually got really lucky and had a fireman reach out to me. He was a full-time firefighter, and he wanted to be a home inspector. So I said, all right, let's give this a try. And so I got him all certified, and he started doing his own home inspections. And then the next thing you know, I got a call from one of his buddies, who was also a fireman and wanted to do. They have a lot of time off.
They do.
So I got him trained up, and we grew our company to a multi-inspector firm.
That's awesome.
And gave us the opportunity to be here.
That's neat. And so what made you decide, because you were originally in Colorado,
Yes.
so what made you decide to come here?
Well, it's a pretty common.
It's obvious,
Yeah.
but you're just curious.
Yeah. We've just been coming here for several years, and we would always come in the middle of winter in Colorado.
Yeah.
My wife's actually from Arizona, and she cannot stand the cold weather.
Oh yeah, no, I bet that is a culture shock
Yes.
for sure.
Ice and snow. So
Yeah.
we'd always go home and be like, man, one day we would love to live in Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
And we'd always stay at Orange Beach. And, after coming here so many years, we would just always wish we would be here. And so we were finally able to do it.
Yeah.
And we decided the community is just so welcoming and vibrant.
Yeah.
And we're just super excited to be here.
And that's what a lot of people, they come down and visit and they're like, okay, I'm going to live here one day. So
Yes.
that's awesome that you decided not just to do, but to actually invest in our area by opening up a business.
Absolutely.
So,
It's kind of funny because one of our trips here, we drove in and we saw your billboard on the side.
see.
And I remember thinking, that's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe I'll meet her someday.
And look, and here he is. So that's awesome. Well, and then now you not only inspect properties here in the Gulf Shores Orange Beach area, you actually are licensed in Florida as well.
That's right. Yep.
So-
Fully licensed in Florida and Alabama.
In Alabama. And how far into Florida, because I sell Florida as well, so how far into Florida do you go? Do you go as far as just, are you Pensacola? Do you do as far as like Navarre? Or kind of like what, if someone...
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to go to Navarre. It kind of depends on the inspection. Like if it's
Yeah.
a wind mitigation, it's probably going to be Pensacola
Yeah.
or closer.
Gotcha.
But if there's a property that needs good home inspection, I'd be happy to travel a little bit.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
And then also you talked about mitigation. Y'all do wind mitigation and inspections. In Florida, those are pretty much required, that and a 4-point for the insurance. But what other types of inspection? Because you do offer a little bit more inspections than we talked about earlier than some inspectors do. So.
Sure. Yeah, we really try to pride ourselves on being a one-stop shop. We do everything from our home inspection, which always includes a complimentary infrared scan.
Oh wow, that's great.
Which we use on every inspection.
That's
it's
nice.
super
That's
important.
for the moisture.
Moisture and hot wires or breakers.
Oh, that's great.
And then the registers, we can make sure they're blowing cold air.
Yes.
So we do that on every inspection. And then we also can provide a sewer scope if we ever needed to do a sewer scope. Obviously the air quality testing, mold testing.
Okay.
And all the fortified. So we can do fortified roof, gold, silver, or renewals.
Oh, and the renewals. Oh, wow, that's great. Well, that's
Yeah.
nice about the infrared because a lot of times that's an additional cost. So that's great
Yes.
that y'all actually offer that
Yes.
as a complimentary service. So.
It's just, it would be tough for me to not do one, so we just include it because
well,
it's
especially in our climate, and I mean it's common that there
Right.
could be issues, and so especially it's nice with the wiring since you're an
Yes.
electrician.
Yes.
So, and you have firefighters, so that's good.
Yep.
Now, what is one of the most common items that you find during inspections?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think what seems to come up, and I think it's because of the way that this code has evolved over time,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like just about every inspection is missing a GFI.
Oh yes, or one's out.
Or one's not working.
I feel like if I was telling him earlier, I feel like if there's not something about GFCI outlet in that inspection report, that inspector just didn't do his job.
Yeah.
I always say it's going to be one in there. So
Yeah, those GFIs, they're funny. Now there's breakers now that are GFIs, so just because it doesn't have the button on it doesn't mean it's not a GFI.
Yeah.
Or maybe down the line there's a button that needs to be reset
Now,
that's tied in.
in the one that you said it's more in the breaker, is that for like newer builds you see where it's
For newer construction.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've
Well, that's
just
good
put
to
in the
know.
breakers that are AFCI and GFCI.
Mm-hmm.
Again, pretty new technology.
Yeah.
So as a home inspector, it's always good to recommend some newer stuff, but you also have to keep in mind the age of home.
For sure.
So
But that's good to know if we were, looking at a property and then we're like, where's the GFI out? It could be in the breakers.
that's
so,
right. It's a
okay.
purple breaker.
Oh,
Or
good to
purple.
know.
It's a black breaker with a purple button on it.
Good to know.
Yes.
I will remember that. And so, and let's see. Now, do you have any tips for homeowners just to help extend the life of certain things of their home and for maintenance, just easy things?
Yeah, I think, and I know this gets brought up a lot, but probably, the heart of your HVAC system is going to be your filter.
Yes.
If that filter is clogged or if you're not changing that regularly, it's going to be hard on the system.
For sure.
That, I think, is hands down the biggest thing you can do for your system is replace your filter.
Yes. And do you recommend, I guess it depends if they have dogs, possibly, if it's like 1 month or 3 months or so.
Yeah, if you have pets, you may want to consider doing it every month or two.
Yeah. And it
we
is
like
a
to
cheap,
recommend-
gosh, filters are not that expensive. And
No.
so, speaking of, I need to change my filter. Thank
Let me
you
get that
for,
done.
I'm glad we're chatting about that.
Yeah.
And then also, we always hear, especially in the summertime, the condensation lines get clogged
Yes.
with gunk. And we see in the reports, they recommend pouring a cup of bleach, down the condensation line. Do you recommend bleach or vinegar? It's always like one of
I know
these that we never
I
know.
I think vinegar does a good job,
Mhm.
and I prefer to run vinegar down the line.
Yeah.
Bleach could be maybe a little harder on it.
Yeah.
If you're doing bleach, that's, I'm sure, fine as well.
Yeah.
I do like to recommend that, and then just going out there and making sure that line is not right up against some landscaping
I
or the
gotcha.
ground, and just some good clearance.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that too. So, and then you were mentioning, pressure washing. It's just such an easy thing for,
Yes.
because the salt air down here can
Exactly.
eat, the siding or, really just the wear and tear.
Yep.
So I thought I need to do that.
Yeah,
too.
and then also your roof, but be careful with what application you use on the roof, because like metal roofs, you don't want a bunch of chemicals up there. It can cause issues
rust
with that.
and such.
Yeah, so good to do, but make sure you be careful with the roof. You want to use the right stuff for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Well, good to know. Well, is there anything else you'd like to discuss? One thing on your reports, are there lots of pictures?
There is lots of pictures.
We like pictures.
Okay,
Yeah.
We
A lot of
do.
our buyers are
Yeah.
not here presently, so they're second homes and such, so they
Yes.
don't really accompany the inspectors, so that's why we like photos.
Absolutely. And one thing that we take advantage of is video.
Oh, that's great.
We like to do video defects
That's
because
even
it
better.
gives you a good idea of what's going on
Yes.
without having to just type a long
Yeah.
page, whatever's
Well,
going
one
on.
thing is too, it's almost like as if they are there.
Exactly.
So
That's what we're
video is
looking
even
for.
better.
And the communication, we want to make sure to always
Yes.
call our clients and make sure.
If they have any
that-
questions
Yeah.
and concerns, yes, communication is key.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming and talking with us.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks
we
for
look
having
forward
me.
to sending you some business.
All right. I appreciate it.
And thank y'all for watching.